Hey, thanks again for stopping by. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about, we're going to take just a quick minute to go ahead and review a question that was sent to me during the through the email. Is from Haley, and Haley says, "Thanks, Carl. I think I'm your #1 fan. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. My next question is how to know what is the best company to affiliate yourself with and verify that what they are claiming is true. It seems to me that everyone just says they're #1. How do I sort this out?" Okay, well, I appreciate that, Haley. Thank you very much for the compliment. I'm glad to see that you're watching. There's a lot of folks who are like you. I understand from our conversations that you're in California and that you're a newer agent. You're getting ready to start out in your business, and how do you select, what company to go with, okay? There's a couple things I think that you need to understand about real estate companies, okay? And this goes the same for Realty Executives Tucson Elite and then any other company you may choose. And essentially what you have is you have two kinds of real estate houses, okay? You have your split houses, okay? And then you have your 100% houses, all right? Now a split house or split company is a more traditional type of company. Companies like Prudential, Coldwell Banker, right? Another one, like a local company here in town, would be Long Realty, okay? So some of those larger companies come to mind. The thing about a split company, all right, is that everything that they do for you, okay, is based upon a split commission. Typically, when you're starting out, they're going to offer out about a 50% split. You get half, they get half, okay? And then what happens is they pay for a lot of your own things. For example, they pay for, a lot of advertising, okay? They will pay for your phones. They'll pay for your internet. They'll pay for your, sometimes they'll pay for your long distance. They may even provide cards, okay? But a lot of the major expenses, they pay for you, okay? They will go ahead and pay that, but that's why you pay that 50%. I mean, in reality, you're paying it. They're just fronting the money for you, okay? Now, some of the advantage to that is, an advantage to a split company like this is a lot of times it is a lot less expensive for a brand new agent because they don't have to, worry about spending a whole lot of money up front. Okay. The other aspect that is a disadvantage, okay, is that your split a lot of time is dependent upon your production. All right. So, for example, if you're on a year-long contract with that company, you may be on that 50-50 plan for a year, and then you'll be able to go up based upon your production. So, if your first year you did, say, 20, 30, 40 deals, okay, then you might be able to, negotiate your split to 60-40, 40 going to the company. You may be able to go up to 70-30, 80-20. And in some cases, like, for example, Long Realty here in town, they will allow you to go to 100%, but you have to go ahead and pay them a fee up front of like $19,000 or something, okay? And then you're on 100% for the whole year, okay? But each company, that's the general idea, okay? They give you a lot of your stuff up front, okay? But, you pay for it out of your split, all right? Now, the 100% houses, okay? An example of a 100% house, all right? Excuse me. An example of a 100% house would be something like my company, Realty Executives Tucson Elite, okay, or Realty Executives in your area, okay, Remax. Another one would be like here in Tucson, you have some companies that are like a hybrid of that, and I'll go into that in a minute. But those are the two major 100% houses. In this particular circumstance, okay, you pay a flat fee per month, okay, all right? Now the flat fee, it can be anywhere from, I don't know, like $500 a month, depending on where you're at, But in return for the $500 a month, it's just a regular bill. It's the membership, if you will. Okay, you get 100% of your commissions. Okay. Now, on the surface, that sounds like it's a pretty good deal. I mean, hey, you make one deal, you get to make 100% of your commission. Why would you ever consider splitting? Well, the disadvantage, I think, sometimes to a 100% commission house, if you're a new agent, is that you have to pay for everything. Okay. Everything. All right. And when I mean everything, Okay. You're paying your copiers, you're paying your faxes, you're paying, your long distance charges, an office if you have one, assistants, any marketing materials that you may need, you're typically paying for them. Okay. So the question is, what's a better company? They're all number one at something. Okay. How you determine which one you want to go with depends upon your comfort level, okay? Now, if you're a brand new agent, okay, and you have a realty executive's office near your town, okay, personally, my preference obviously is always for realty executives because that's the company I'm with. I'm biased that way. But I will tell you this, that how you determine a good company to go with, okay, regardless of your situation, you always want to ask a couple questions, okay? The first question, all right, is training. What kind of training can I get from you? Okay? And the thing about the training that's so vitally important, okay, is it cannot be just a systematized thing where people are told how to do things like mail to your center of influence, hold open houses, things like that. Things that are very traditional. You can't do that. Because in this marketplace, 2012, you have to be very aggressive, okay? They have to teach you how to go ahead and sell, all right? So you want to be very, very specific with them and ask them what kind of sales training. What kind of sales training can I get from you? The thing about the sales training is that if you are not taught how to sell and you're just going out and throwing yourself in open houses and running ads, okay, and doing mail, you don't know how to pick up the phone or talk to somebody when they call, then you're going to live a very short real estate life. You have to learn how to sell. If they are not able to provide this number one thing, training, and know how to sell, okay, and when I mean sales, I mean canned presentations, I mean objection handlers, I mean how to do a listing presentation, how to go ahead and hold an open house properly, how to advertise, how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. All the things that we've been covering in Sell More Homes Now. If they're not teaching you how to do that, run for the hills, okay? Because I guarantee you your life will be very, very short in real estate otherwise. Now, the second thing you want to know, okay, it's not so much how big the company is. It's nice if they're a national firm that has good name recognition. It's nice, okay? But it's not always required, okay? So the size of the company, all right, is not as important, all right, as it is the people there. The people there, you want to find out what is their average, okay, average per person productivity. All right, ask the agent, ask the broker or whoever it is that you're talking to, hey, listen, you know what? I'm wondering, how many agents do you have in your company? And they say, well, we got 100. And you say, okay, great. And on average, how many transactions does your company close per year? And if they say, well, we close 400 homes a year, well, then you know that they're on average per person productivity. You have 100 agents doing 400 deals. That equals 4 deals per agent, right? And that is the average in the United States right now. 4 deals per agent, okay? Here at Realty Executives, okay, ours is 13, all right? Now, that's not to say that that's a great number, but in Tucson, Arizona, okay, that's one of the highest ones, okay? Because you have agents who are mega producers, which is 120 transaction plus, and then you have the new guy who's doing, about 6, all right? But if the average agent in that office is doing 13 and the average agent here is doing 4, then you know that you're going to learn a lot from that group of people. These people are the movers and the shakers. These are the people who are going to share information. They're the people who are going to be doing the business. Those are the people you're going to learn from, okay? So the next thing is the average per person productivity. Everybody's number one at something, but this right here tells you how productive they are. And if they're productive, that's where you want to be, all right? The third thing, okay, you want to be a little bit location driven, okay? If you're in a large city, all right, if you're in, say, Los Angeles, San Diego, Phoenix, something like that, then you need to be aware of how many offices that place has, okay, and locations. So, for example, if you're in a small town, okay, like Tucson, for example, is a kind of a small town. It's only about 1 million people in Pima County, okay, you can have 2 or 3 offices, okay, interspersed throughout the city, and that's okay because you can meet people from the east side of town at the east side office, north side of town at your north side office, or whatever. If you're in a large metropolitan city with, say millions of people, 2 or 3 millions of people, then it's a good idea to have at least 4 to 6 offices that you can go into and meet clients, okay? Because they're not always, if they're on the south side of wherever it is you are, they may not necessarily want to drive all the way up to your north side office. You may need to meet them in the middle somewhere near their work at your central office or south or wherever, okay? So the offices that they have and the locations they have is also very important to know, okay? Next. Broker support, all right? Broker support. You want to find out who is it you can run to when you have problems, okay? Typically in a real estate office, okay, you have, the owner or owners, right? Then you have the designated broker. You may have a sales manager, and then you have the agents. Okay? If the agents have problems, typically they go to the sales manager. Okay? That sales manager may be in charge of that particular office. That sales manager may be, in the office, but he's just in charge of taking care of things while the designated broker is out doing stuff. Okay? You want to find out what that structure is. If it's just the designated broker that you're really going to, okay, and you have 35, 40 agents and one designated broker, okay, then it's not saying that you're going to come to him every time you have every time you turn around you have a problem, but understand that there's going to be times when he's going to be or she's going to be limited in the amount of support that they can give you. If they have a designated sales manager of some kind, okay, then that's a great place to go to because there's a person, all right, that you can go to and say, hey, I've got a problem with such and such. Can you help me with this? Okay, that's also important, all right? So the broker support, all right? Now, I would be remiss if I didn't say anything about technology, okay? Because technology, quite frankly, is one of those things that is misused, okay? A lot of people will tell you, okay, we have, say, 1,200 hits per month or 1,200 leads per month or whatever per month. Something 100 or 1,000 leads per year or whatever it is, okay? And we give out leads, okay? We provide leads, all right? Well, that's all fine and good, okay? But the problem is that they don't necessarily tell you the quality of the lead that you get, okay? They can say, well, we have 1,200 leads per month, or we have, we provide our agents leads or whatever. That doesn't do you any good at all if you don't know how to sell, okay? A name on a phone number does not mean it's a lead. A name and a phone number on a sheet of paper is just someone that needs to be called, okay? So the technology portion, okay, what at the minimum, okay, at the minimum they need to have, all right? They need to have some form of website, okay? They need to have some form of like a receptionist or somebody like that to pick up the phone, okay? Not an agent doing floor time, okay? They need to have, some form of individualized page for you, for your websites, okay? And anything else that they have social media wise is certainly a nice benefit, but it's not necessarily a requirement. It's not going to generate you business. It's nice to get the word out, but it will not sell you a home, okay? So technology speaking, okay, they want to make sure that they're providing their agents with, websites, okay, phones, websites, phones, social media. The social media, again, is not all that important. It's just a kind of a nice thing to have, okay? There is a system that we have that we use. It's called SICU. SICU is a great platform for people to get information. 800 numbers for their phones, for their signs is a nice thing as well. But anything like that, you want to try and get a feel for how much they have, okay? Now, last but not least, okay? Out of all the things that we've talked about, the most important thing next to training, okay? And I can't tell you enough, is your gut, okay? Because think about it this way. You have got to decide if that company is there to build you or if they're to build the brand, okay? If everything they do is built around getting their company big and their company name, okay, then that's not going to do you any good, okay? You are the one who brings the business. You're the one who brings the blood, sweat, and tears. You need to be the one who needs to be the focus. That company needs to be focused on you, okay? There needs to be an element of transparency there, okay? I can't tell you, I've had 2 companies go out from underneath me, all right, that have not been exactly truthful when it comes to their finances. Now, fortunately, I'm in a company that, I personally am an owner of as well. I know what the books are. I see where the money goes. I know every single day I can go in and find out exactly how we sit financially. Okay? And that brings an element of peace to my heart because I know that I'm not going to have chains on the doors when I come to work one day. And believe it or not, I've had agents I know of that have had that happen. Okay, where they've come to work and there's chains on the door because the company that they were affiliated with wasn't paying the bills, and the next thing you know, the landlord locked them out, along with all of their files, all of their computers, and everything in it they couldn't get to. Okay? That is a place you do not want to be in. Okay? So what you want to think about, especially in this time, you want to think about the financial strength of the company. Okay? Where are they getting the money? You want to think about the transparency of it. How transparent are they? They may not necessarily show you the books, okay? Because in some cases it may not necessarily be, in their best interest, not because they're trying to hide something, but because, quite frankly, it's their money and they just don't want to show you. And then that's okay, but you got to get a feeling of, exactly where they're coming from. Is their benefit all about you? Do they provide tools to help you grow? Do they provide you, training to help you grow? Do they give you materials that will help your clients? Okay, or do they want you to adhere to a rigid set of rules and expectations that do nothing but serve the company? And the only thing I can tell you, the only barometer that I know of that will help you gauge that is your gut. Okay. When you sit down and you look to that broker eye to eye, you say, okay, who am I going to be working with? All right. Show me some of the people I need to meet with. Okay. Show me some of the people in the company. And then ask them, hey, what's the best thing about the company? What do you like about being here? Most of the time, if it's a good company, then the people will be happy to tell you, hey, it's the people I'm working with, or it's Joe Blow, they're really cool, or whatever. And they'll take the time to talk to you. But if they don't have the time to talk to you, okay, then that's probably something you want to take into consideration, because that's not going to change. When you get established in a company, you want to make sure that you work there in a situation that's going to grow your business. Because if you're unhappy, you're going to move in a month or two or a year or two, and you're going to lose about 10% of your business right off the bat. Okay? So make sure that this move, you follow those rules right there, and I think you'll do very well. So I hope that's been helpful to you. Thanks for stopping by. You have a wonderful, powerful selling day. We'll look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.